In this video, we are going to talk about two topmost things you need to have in your online business, like two things that can work magically when you have these two components. These two components is called, first component is called the online courses. The second, the pre-record courses, not online courses, pre-recorded courses. The second element is the live calls. We need to have these two elements both together because one makes it scalable, one has the accountability part of it, and we'll go dive deep into multiple points here in each segments, like why and what are the pros of having a pre-recorded course, plus what are the pros and the advantages of having live calls. That means thank you so much for tuning in this one video. We are going to dive deep into two topics: pre-recorded courses, live calls. I'll tell you, if you just focus on live calls, you are missing the scalable factor of it. See, for example, when you go to doctors, okay, they can see a patient for 30 minutes or 45 minutes and make like a limited amount of money, probably 200 rupees, probably 2000 rupees. They cannot just maximize that money in that 45 minutes. They just couldn't do that because time is superior to money, and you have got limited time. You cannot possibly talk to people over and over and have the same amount of energy. That's where you need to being introverts, point number one, being entrepreneurs, second point, third one, having an online based business, fourth one, having home based business. We've got the luxury over here. I'll specifically say we have the luxury over here to have and play and leverage with all things that's in our control. If you ask me, when we have recorded courses, no one can stop you while recording. Who can stop you while recording? Like, nobody can stop you while recording. You can talk about, share about your experiences, your struggles, your C stands for what? Your challenges, your obstacles. You can share about that. You can share about anything that you want to share, and nobody gets to stop you. Pre-recorded courses, like, that's the best way. And I actually love having recorded courses because nobody gets to stop me. It's like, that's plus point. That one point is like, it sounds like 10 different points as well. Thank you so much. What was the end of thank you? I'm so excited anyway. Anyways, that was like the pro of our recorded courses. Now, I'll give you tactical points over this one as well. When you have pre-recorded courses, okay, it's scalable. You don't have to repeat the same QQP, question, query, and problem. As a question has an answer, query has a solution, a problem has a solution. You don't have to reply and repeat the same thing for 1,000 times. You figure out a pattern of people, you figure out the structure what they need. Based on that, you create a course. Now it gives you scalability. You can automate it. For example, if like 10 people come and ask me what are the two most things that you need to have in your business, or probably tell me like, why do we need to have pre-recorded courses, or why do we need to have live courses, or can we have a blend of both? Like, can we just have online courses, recorded courses, or can we just have live courses? I was like, okay, all of your questions are answered in one video. I can point 10 different people to one resource that I've created. It gives me leverage. That one becomes like an asset for me. That's the beauty of having a pre-recorded courses. Why? Because it's working for you, it's monetizing for you. You can cash in on it. You can start minting money on that one product that you have already created. One thing I'll tell you, you need something that you can make money with. You need a product which you can pitch people confidently. A pre-recorded courses does that wonderfully. Point number one. Okay, it works like magic. When we talk about live calls, now we are not just focusing on one thing. We are having a focus of two different things over here. We need to have a blend and mix and match of both of things. You know why? It gives you flexibility. It gives you flexibility. If you just have pre-recorded courses and have no live calls, how will people talk to you? People paid you money. People made a transaction. People have given that hard-earned money to you, and they want to communicate with you. They want to talk to you. They want to have a conversation with you. They want to ask you questions. They want your opinion on something. They want to do that. That's where live calls comes into picture. Point number one. Now, when I talk about this thing, is a bit interesting over here because it holds you and your member both accountable. Accountable of what? accountable for so many things. For example, if you get into live calls for example, on a weekly basis, like we have the core table, the art table, the artist table, or whatever table that we've got, we meet on a weekly basis. It is holding me personally accountable that I have to be present on these days no matter what happens. Holds me accountable, holds you accountable as well, because now you make a point to come to those calls on a weekly basis. And what happens is, if you promise, okay, week 1 I'm going to do this, week 2 you will be able to self-assess yourself, you will be able to self-audit yourself. Was it better than, did better things in this week or did I not? It's binary, either you did things or you did not do things. Reasons on the side. But if you did not do things, okay, we have week number 2 to do it. So it holds you and your members of the community accountable. Point number 1. Point number 2, it holds you and them hold the momentum as well. I'll tell you, when I started my community called the Academy of Artists and Scientists, I did couple of calls with the momentum, and for some reason I just stopped the calls. We had 2 members and I just stopped the calls, and it took me months to put that energy in them, to put that momentum in there and get them on the calls back. Because after I broke the momentum, it took a couple of months for me to build that habit, first for myself as well as for the members. That's like the rule that we have, right? Once you start having, even when you have like 1 member, we start community calls. Once we start community calls, the rule there is, I'm not putting a burden on you, but the rule here is, you never stop those calls happening, because the moment you stop for whatever reason, it takes time to build the momentum back again. It's just like a habit, and since you're working on for the first go, it takes time. Being a victim of it, so it holds the momentum of you as well as them accountable. Okay, point number 3 is like, it's also your community, the people that have paid you, they respect you, they value you, they love you for so many reasons, and it's always nice to be around them. And likewise, it's like vice versa, not likewise, vice versa. It's like your digital family, it's like your virtual family, it's your extended family, in other words, where they made a transaction with you to stay with you, to learn from you, to the whatever you are saying them, they want to have those things, they want to incorporate it, they want to implement it, they want to learn from you. And that's your family, that's your extended family. They have paid you money, they are members, they are extended family, and it's always great to be around them. It's again being in that frequency. If you want to listen to a frequency, a radio frequency 90.0, you can never have that clarity in 89.9 or even 90.1. The frequency, just to be in that frequency, think of your calls like a frequency for them as well as for you. You want to be among them so that they ask you a question and they want to be with you, because now that in that particular flow, you're growing, you're scaling, you're making money, you're doing whatever you're doing, and they want to just model you and learn from you and be with you and stuff like that. Point number whatever that was. Then it keeps you and them both on track. For example, if you say you are going to launch a specific course on 15th of Feb, it is holding you accountable. Like, now that I have announced to the members that I'm going to launch it, now you've got a deadline to meet. You can plan, and if this will be easy for you when you already have a community. You know why? Because it would have been difficult for you to launch your own courses for the first time. Now that you're kind of adding in a bonus, adding in a product, adding in the services, like this is going to be launched on 15th of it. Now people are going to wait for you. Not people, your members are going to wait for you. People are crowd. People are the external community that is, not internal community I have. They are going to wait for you. You're building that anticipation, and it holds you accountable for what you have actually said. It's like an oath that you have taken in front. Like, I'm going to launch it on 15th. It's going to be so much fun. Now, once you said that in excitement, what happens is now you have to work so hard and create it. So it keeps you and them both on track. The second that I'll mention, a slight note over here, is make sure that if someone asks you a question in your community calls, in the live session that we do, if someone asks you, I'm figuring out, I'm stuck with this question, and you have got the expertise, and when you answer the question, get them into your radar. For example, if someone asks you anything, make sure that you remember the name, or probably note the name down. What happens is, the next week, bring that person on and ask them whether that person did that thing that they asked the question on, yes or no. If no, what stopped them? If yes, great, this is your next step. So what happens is, you are now holding each and every member who is asking questions accountable. You can do it with one member, you can do it with 10,000 members. You can do it with any, like, or appoint coaches within the community who can take care of the accountability. You know why? Because now you are building a culture within the community that if I ask a question, I will be asked next week. If that becomes a habit, what happens is they are taking more actions that you already anticipated. It's better off with them because they paid money. Now they paid money to take actions for accountability, for momentum in itself, right? That was about it. It helps again. It takes an idea, planning and execution faster, quicker. The live calls. Okay. Point being, having a blend and mix and match of pre-recorded courses and live courses does wonders. One has a scalability factor. One holds the accountability and momentum together, like this. One shows the guide map, one is the guide. For example, if you take another small little example, and then we'll wrap up this call, this particular session, this particular video podcast, how we are listening. If you see, you want to go for trekking, okay, and whatever the trekking companies down below the mountain, they give you a map and they ask you, follow this map, and you will be 2 days later you'll be on that side of it. You take the map, you've got all the details in that map. That's a pre-recorded course, and you can possibly, if you follow each and everything that's there inside the map, you will definitely 100% reach there. Probably not 2 days, probably it will take like more than 2 days to reach. Probably you'll be on point because everything is guided in that map. Point number 1, that's your pre-recorded courses. Point number 2, if that company also offers you keep this map, also we'll also appoint a guide for you who is going to be with you until you reach from point A to B. From this point, 2 days later you'll be on that point, and the guide will be always be with you. If you've got any questions, if you've got any problems, if you've got any sort of issue, he is going to guide you because he is the guide. He's going to handhold you take you from this point to that point. Will you be comfortable with both the things, map as well as the guide? Yes. You know why? Because you need a guide. You need a guide who handholds you and takes you there, and you also need a map that points the direction. Pre-recorded courses, live session. That brings us to the conclusion of this video / podcast. Thank you so much for making this topic, me and the video / the podcast, part of your day, and I'm going to see you in another video. Thumbs up.
سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهدى يا صاحي